Hi everyone. The angels wanted me to speak about our dreams and our visions that we have for our life, as well as our self-destructive tendencies. We have the lighter sides of ourselves and we have the darker sides of ourselves that exist in the shade. And the angels wanted me to speak about, if we know where we want to be and we know what's good for ourselves and we know what's not good for ourselves, then why are so many of us repeating negative or self-destructive behaviors that undo the very successes we are trying to achieve? This can be range from so many different things, from getting sick to addictive behaviors, obsessions, panic attacks, fears, anxiety. The list is really endless, and it has to do with what is it within us that holds us back from achieving that which we know we would like. And if we know we want to do something, why equally at the same time is there a part of us that's sabotaging us or holding up the process or getting in our way? And it's complicated, and the angels are speaking about how these patterns within us are deeply rooted behaviors, and they don't all come from this lifetime. That's what's interesting about it, is that it's good to go get help with one's issues and one's anxieties or one's panic attacks, but you can sometimes search your whole life for the root cause in this lifetime and not actually find it, because if you believe in reincarnation, I do. I mean, I've seen this and I've had experiences in my own life, but certain things that you have in this lifetime, the certain fears and the panics and self-destructive tendencies, don't always come from an experience based in this lifetime. And to add to that is, some of the things that we have are not to do with our experience in this lifetime and not to do with our own personal experience in a previous life, but they have to do with our ancestors and conditioning and passing, just as they pass on our genetics and hair color and eye color. There is actually a set of emotional beliefs and feelings and habits, good ones and not so good ones, that get passed on to us, just like our genetics. And so this becomes quite hard to understand and difficult to deal with, because it also cultivates within us a lot of compassion to have for ourselves and for others, because people are truly doing the best they can, and for themselves, for their children, for all the people around them. And that it's these deep-rooted patterns of behavior that keep tripping all of us up, because everybody intends to be good and kind and everyone wants to be successful. And then one has to look at if everybody wants to be the perfect person and the perfect parent and have the perfect career and create this amazing life for themselves, then one asks the question, why isn't it happening? If it was so simple that it was enough to just want it. And it's about, how do we get out of the way of ourselves? It seems that the enemy doesn't exist outside. The enemy exists inside. And I've heard it said that no enemy can exist outside if there's no enemy inside. And then it's no longer about going to work on the outside, trying to make people kinder, better, faster, stronger, fitter, more perfect, or complaining about how people don't treat us, with the kindness and the love and respect that we deserve. It then becomes about going home to ourselves and working out our light side and our dark side, and what is our suchness, what are our habit energies, and how are we maybe in some way unconsciously triggering certain behaviors in other people that we're not aware of. And this is a hard one, because people have a tendency to beat themselves up and feel very guilty and unforgiving towards themselves, and this is not about that. It's not about making yourself wrong or bad, or it's more about there is freedom in taking responsibility for everything that's going on around you, and that somehow we are responsible for everybody and everything that's showing up in our life right now, from the way that everybody's treating us and to the story that we're telling ourselves about it. We have to realize, the angels are saying, that sometimes we get into being victims. We make others dark and wrong and bad, and we shame them. There's a lot of shame going around, the angels say. We shame ourselves and we shame others, and there needs to be, the angels are saying, a return to wholeness in our thinking and in our behaviors, and a return to inclusiveness instead of me versus him versus she. There really is just one. And when we start to see that we're one source, then it's no longer about punishing our partners or our children or our friends or anybody around us or our neighbors for not being perfect or not being who we thought they should be, because everybody in our environment shows up as a disowned part of ourselves. So it's no longer about saying my neighbor is awful, my husband is mean to me, my kids don't treat me the way I want to. If you look at it, that everything in your environment is a call to help within yourself. These are disowned aspects of yourself that are showing up in the people around you. And it's no longer about going to work on them and changing them, or shouting at them to change themselves, or leaving them because they won't change. The angels are saying, if you just go to work on yourself and your inner child, and you start meeting your needs, and you start loving yourself, and you start seeing yourself in everything and everyone around you as you represented in a small child, then you will know how to treat everybody around you. You will no longer separate them as in being a separate person. When you see them as a small version of yourself, you will treat them immediately. You will know how to treat them, and you'll treat them with love, and you'll treat them with kindness. This is very hard to take in, the angels say, and it takes time to meditate on this and to listen. But go home to oneself in meditation. Sit deeply with the problems that are around you, and meditation will lead to insight. Sending you so much love.